How could you do it? I mean, it's one thing coming up with a plan. That's a completely different thing, you know, actually going through with it.
Why make it worse?
Because I can't live without knowing what happened. I need to know who my wife is.
This isn't me, baby.
You drugged him at the club, right? Let's start there.
It was late in the night. I knew I was running out of time. I knew that if I was going to do something, I had to do it soon. Stella was so fired up. Then Philby came over and I saw the chance and I took it. I slipped in the drugs, but I'd already picked up Phil's drink and I couldn't stop him.
Thanks, man. Ada, you spiked his drink.
There was an accident.
He couldn't remember anything that happened. He actually thought that he killed Philby.
You gotta believe me, Jared. I didn't want Addo mixed up with this.
He was. You left him hanging.
I wouldn't have let him take the blame for this.
He could have used his confession in court. He could have gone to jail for life.
I wouldn't have let it go that far. I would have said something.
The only reason that Addo got off was because we got lucky. We found Emily. So, you didn't even get to Philby's drink, and how did the drugs get in his system?
It was later. I went to the bar and I bought a round of drinks. The boys were still going at it. Philby just wouldn't leave Stabber alone. He was still so angry about what he'd done, so when I got back to Philby, he didn't even look at it. He just drowned it straight away. He had no idea there was anything wrong.
Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Philby would have still been so dirty at Stabber for spiking his drink that he wouldn't even realise you were doing the same thing.
Please, can you stop?
It's too far.
Jared.
Just tell me what happened, Tracy. Just tell me.
Stabber finally pushed him too far and Philby left. It was a couple of minutes before I could get away, and by the time I got outside, Philby was gone.
If he was gone, how did you catch up to him?
I walked past Lucia's car and the keys were still in it.
You could have kept walking.
Philby could have been reasonable, but he wasn't. So I didn't have a choice. I had to find him. I had to make sure he wasn't going to take everything away. So I did laps around Manly and I saw him outside the pub. The drugs must have been kicking in because he wasn't too good on his feet.
Then what?
For a long time I just watched him. I still didn't know exactly what I was going to do. He was out on the street and there were people everywhere, but then he turned a corner. He didn't know I was there. I pulled up behind him. We were outside a building site. He was sick. He was so out of it. So I grabbed the first thing I could get my hands on, some sort of tool. By the time he saw me...
Trace, what are you doing here? Hey, don't worry about it, sweetheart. What is it they say? The truth will set you free.
The truth will set you free. He didn't care about anyone else.
What did you do?
I did what I had to do. I hit him. I hit him as hard as I could. And then I was gonna go. I was just gonna get out of there, but he got up. He started to stagger off down the alley. I couldn't let him go. It was either him or us. I just followed him all the way to the golf course. I watched him get weaker and weaker. Then he just went down and he didn't get up. I moved over to him and he'd fallen into a waterway. That's where I found the money. I know what you must be thinking. But he didn't give me a choice.
You had a choice. You could have stopped us at any time. I mean, how the hell did he end up in the ocean?
I pulled him into Lucia's car and took him to the point. I couldn't just leave him there. I had to do something.
It didn't have to happen like this. You just had to trust me.
Well, maybe I'm asking you to trust me now.
Unit 357, please advise your location.
We're minutes away. Stand by.
Say something.
If I say something, is it going to bring Philby back? Is there anything I can say here going to alter anything?
Philby only came back because he wanted to feel better about himself. He didn't care who he hurt.
You tried to cover up a murder. Did you care who you hurt?
You know the answer to that.
Now I'll tell you what I know. You let Addo sweat.
I love Addo.
Okay, Stav. The cops held a blowtorch under him for weeks and you did nothing. What about Beck? What was she, just a prize, was she?
Beck was this opportunity that I had to take.
The scarf, the gun in the locker, the parking ticket that she swore she didn't get, paid for by marked bills from this envelope. You tried to stitch her up.
I tried to protect my family.
Come on, let's get in there.
You were protecting yourself.
You and so are everything to me. I did what I had to do. I didn't like it, but I did it because I love you.
Please, open up.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to come.
Where are you going to go, Tracy? Tracy, come back! Hurry! Tracy, stop! Tracy, stop! Stop! Give it up, McManus!
BKG, this is Detective Sergeant Simon Wilson in pursuit of a suspect in the McManus murder.
Please state your exact location.
The suspect's heading to the cliffs above Shelley Beach, over.